to That Wrestling Podcast.
And welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. We are all here this week, a special early edition, Thanksgiving early week edition of the pod. So maybe you are headed off to family members, getting ready to have your turkey dinner on Thursday, enjoy some quality time, some football. It's all about the 3 F's for me, man. It's family, football, and food. Well, that's what Thanksgiving is all about.
If you are watching this on Wednesday in your travels or Thursday, make sure to leave in the comments the most annoying member of your family, because everybody has one or two.
I don't. Because it's me.
What's that line from Borat, Kev? My wife.
My wife. Nice.
Just kidding. She's not listening.
I'm not.
She never listens. Never listens. Yeah. Speaking of travels, too, Jay, Kevin is back from his pilgrimage to Mexico. Buddy, how did it go?
One, it was work related, but kind of work related, because whenever I go on a work trip, first thing I usually will do is local breweries, right? So we went to this. It's in Mexico, might I add you, but the brewery was Honduras Brewing Company.
What a mind trip, yeah.
And some of the names of the beers, they're very local flavor, right? They had a few wrestling-inspired beers. You can even look them up.
Ooh.
They had one inspired by El Dandy.
No.
They had one inspired by La Parka. And then they had a Lucha Lager.
Okay.
I took one of each of each of those, right? So it's a work trip. I'm with coworkers. But no, very, very fun. Very cool beers. But yeah, it was work, right? But it's always nice to play while you work. But I did always search whenever I go anywhere local. So I was like, oh, is there any local wrestling events going on a Tuesday or a Wednesday night? There wasn't, but maybe next time.
Yeah. And our sources were talking about maybe a pilgrimage to find Conan's childhood home, maybe La Parka's home, or El Dandy, I believe. Any truth to those rumors?
I did. Speaking of Conan, I think he's going through some health issues. So I wish I would have maybe found his home to maybe put my arm around him and say, "Buddy, you're gonna make it. You're gonna push through." And then, of course, ask for an autograph and ask if he has any of those sweet T-shirts from back in the day with the paw prints going up the one chest that I used to have that I can't find at my mom's house anymore. Yeah, maybe next time.
All right.
X didn't mark the spot for that hidden treasure.
Well, welcome back. Glad it was a successful trip, and we'll get into the wrestling talk, guys. We have the the big stuff, of course, on SmackDown. We were sharing our theories last week, really last couple weeks. Who's going to be joining up with the OG Bloodline team? Is it going to be Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar? And it ended up being CM Punk, and of course,
I was right.
Yeah, you were right. And it was kind of led out by Paul Heyman, kind of being the return of him and him bringing out Punk. And of course, they go
so cocky.
Chicken heads are flying everywhere on Jay-Z. And so the big brawl happens, and Roman kind of looks confused, and Heyman kind of, it wasn't like, my tribal chief, Paul Heyman. A little bit of a different shift with him bringing back CM Punk. Jay, you can take your victory lap, and what did you think of how this went down, and maybe what's to come, especially with Paul Heyman in the mix of it all?
Pretty cool to be me sometimes. Getting shit right, knowing what's going to happen before it actually happens. I'm the fucking man. I actually took some notes. I got to find them first.
All right.
Interesting that the first thing when Paul Heyman came out, I said to my TV by myself was, oh, that's weird. No tie. And then it dawned on me, he's dressed exactly like Solo.
Yep.
Yeah, black and red.
T-shirt under the suit. Pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The CM Punk of it all does not really make sense right now. Like if it was Seth Rollins on the other side, then it would make sense. Is this a situation where on Friday, Roman and Punk are talking and Rollins comes out and is like, what the fuck, man? Or does Rollins show up on Saturday and beat CM Punk up at the Shark Tank and take that 5th spot?
Ooh,
Could be.
we've seen that before.
So it's pretty cool to be me. That's my thesis.
Joe, you were 100% right on Bronson Reed, and then even more confident in your leanings toward it was going to be Seth Rollins. Wasn't the case.
I forgot about the whole. Wow.
Go.
You know what a hater. Like last week I was all right and you were just like whatever, blah blah blah. And I gave you your time to shine, but now you're like, giving me crap. Are you done? Or do you have one more?
He's got one more.
Joe, do you have Joe You Suck? Could you just play that now? Like before I start talking?
Get it? Because you're talking.
Oh.
I don't have any other censor ones. At least I don't think I do.
Riveting podcast we got going on here.
I want to hear I love
great.
Brian. He's a great guy. Is that still there?
What is it?
Oh, Joe,
I
he's
love
a great
Brian.
guy. I'm
He's a
just
great
kidding.
guy.
He sucks. Anyway, while Jason's fiddling around with his box, we're just going to be talking about yes. We're going to be talking about the CM Punk thing makes sense. The CM Punk thing makes sense because I completely forgot about when Heyman was scared of Solo and asked Punk to save him.
Oh yeah,
dude,
I forgot about that, and it's like, oh, dang, this Bloodline story has a lot of layers to it. So they're basically playing off of that one because Punk didn't do it, but he also said, I'm not getting involved in this. Well, now he's getting involved because they attacked he's a Paul Heyman guy first before he was a wise man. So that's the loyalty. And I didn't pick up on the Solo dress alike until afterwards. I thought he looked more like Paul Bearer when he came back with Kane.
Yeah.
With the red and black.
Yeah. Different look.
Yeah. Kevin, what about you?
Yeah, he looked a little tanner.
Definitely tanner.
Like he looked like almost like an Italian mobster.
But he'd been on vacation for a while, so
yeah. But I'm glad he had fun. CM Punk makes sense to me just because it's the 1-year anniversary from when he came back. So to get him on the show, I think that's what makes sense in this mind. No storyline whatsoever related. Because you guys both hit some great points. Jay, I didn't even think about maybe Seth beating the shit out of him in the shark cage. That could add an extra element. I can also see Seth somehow maneuvering himself inside War Games cage itself to beat him up or something to get in kind of if it's just CM Punk standing, alone in the middle of the ring and everyone else is around him. You hear Seth's music. It leaves a lot of options with having CM Punk in there. That's the nice thing because he isn't so intertwined with all other 9 people. But yeah, Roman's face when CM Punk was in the ring, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm just glad CM Punk's back because if we would have looked at a year ago, we were probably discussing, could he go in the ring? Is he going to have great matches in the WWE? I think we can all be very, very optimistic and say him and Drew were some of the best matches, not just of the last year, but of his career. So I think he's earned the right to get the shit beat out of him in War Games and to beat the crap out of some people in War Games. So I would love it if he didn't get taken out just because I'm just glad to see him back. But somehow, man, we saw him, Seth walking by, giving him that shoulder, right? When CM Punk was giving that emotional, hey, I don't know if I'm coming back. And then him and Seth, shoulder to shoulder. So it opens up a lot of options. And the most beautiful thing is after this, we have Saturday night's main event, but that's a little speed bump to the Royal Rumble, and then we're, the road to WrestleMania. So I think there's going to be some good stuff coming.
A lot of options as well said, Kev. Yeah, that's my biggest takeaway. Is like we got one question answered. Who's the fifth guy? And it now brings up a whole list of new questions. So I think that's a job well done. And speaking of that 1 year return of CM Punk, Jay, you and I for sure got to see. They announced, or they released, I believe, Monday morning, 10 minutes of unreleased footage documenting Punk's return at Survivor Series last year in Chicago. It was pretty damn cool, I thought.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it because, we didn't know it was going to happen, and it was actually kept secret, which is amazing. And the footage was cool. I liked Bailey running to find out, where he was. I love Orton say, "Man, you can't give me my 10 minutes on my return. Let me enjoy it." To Cody, great. Hey, good to see you again. The Triple H stuff, it was cool. I would love a show of all that type of footage, backstage stuff that we're not supposed to see. Love that.
From a person who hasn't watched it yet, is it after he made his debut, or is it leading up to the point of him coming? Oh, so it's both.
It's him walking to Gorilla and then coming back to Gorilla after.
Okay.
And Triple H is like, "Do you want to break the internet? Let's take a photo."
Oh, that was so cool.
And didn't Punk say, "Are you going to point at me?"
Yeah, he's like, "Am I getting the point?" And then they take a picture and goes, "Hey, I'm going to point at you. I don't know if anybody's pointed at you before."
Yeah,
Triple H.
Cool. Go 10 minutes,
it's
Kevin.
So cool.
Oh,
yeah. It's so cool to see that sort of backstage footage. And by the way, I don't want to give too much away because you guys haven't seen it. It's definitely worth a watch. But two guys that you don't see, because you do see the members of the War Games match coming backstage, and some of them, greeting CM Punk, but you don't see Drew McIntyre and you don't see Seth Rollins. Let's keep it in those shades of gray of these mother effers don't like this guy, right? So very cool. Yeah, well worth your watch. Can't believe it's been a year. It's been miles better than I thought it would be. Even though he was injured for probably half of it, it's still been really, really good. Jay, you did get to catch AEW Full Gear. Was it another hit out of the park for the AEW pay-per-views?
For the most part. The thing that a lot of people are not cool with, and I'm not either. Where are we at? Ospreay and Fletcher was going to be a great match. I had no doubt. But the problem is Fletcher hit Ospreay with a tombstone off the apron onto the steps. And then they were up like a minute later.
Oh, there you
go. They didn't sell it, which shows why WWE is done so well with this pile driver to Orton thing. Yeah. It's telling the story. It's respecting the move. It's not prostituting the move. And I thought that, it was cool. Do we want to talk about the 0 hour?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Bring the boom.
I did see, by the way, they came out with a Christmas music video. I highly suggest find it.
I won't. No.
As Joe said last week, but what was that? I was trying to explain what the chicken bake was, and I was like, "Go watch what a video." And Joe goes, "No, I don't have to," or something.
They give justice to some Christmas cheer.
Okay. Yeah. So what did you think? Because when it comes to all the outside video TikTok stuff, that's one thing. But he had to go into an actual wrestling match with QT Marshall. What was the thought here?
QT is a pro. I asked the question, does he lose? I didn't think he would, but he got speared by like a 10-year-old. It was a bad spear, no form at all. Like they did not rehearse that.
Yeah.
And then the Jizzler.
I think it's the Rizzler.
That's what I said. He just sat there, and I had to laugh because he puts his hands on his chin, and sometimes because he did two. It was like a double move, And I go, yeah, 2 on his chin. And they were like, somebody on commentary, I don't know who it was like, which one? And I was like, fuck yes. I didn't know if it was Daddy Magic. I didn't know if it was Nigel. But it dawned on me, in 20 years, the Rizzler, the Jizzler, is going to be Don Vito from Viva La Bam.
what are you doing to us?
Oh my God, there's a blast for the past.
Yeah. But I get why they brought the guys in. They got a little bit of buzz. They were the first ones to get in. But apparently, AJ said that he was using AEW to get to WWE. So that was an interesting twist that even the Costco guys are using it as an enhancement opportunity. But look, he broke his foot. He continued. That's cool, but I don't need to see these kids again.
Yeah, don't need to see these kids again. Kevin, I'm glad you're back. The show sucked without you last week.
Hey, Coney.
Does Costco Wrestling Federation have an ID situation?
Sam's Club for life. Say it with me now. Costco. Jizzler. Whatever.
That match did change your mind, did it, Coney?
Well, like I said, it's a new Coney. I'm not as aggressive as I used to be. I am watching other wrestling promotions. Have you guys heard of this GCW? I watched this Bloodsport thing they did the other night, and it's so cool. I never even heard of GCW before, but I gotta watch that shit. I mean, it looked real as real could be. Josh Barnett, MVP, another one of Tony Khan's great signings. They're letting him work at this GCW, and I've never even heard of it before. Tell me, do you know what it is? Have you guys ever heard of it?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of shows in person. Very cool. Tony's letting another one of those young rookies like MVP getting some experience on the indies. That's always a great move.
That's great leadership by Tony Khan by letting a rookie get out there and do new things, and learn from other places like GCW, which is very cool by me.
I was worried when you said you're branching out to other promotions outside of AEW that you were going to be like, have you guys heard of Ring of Honor? It's a great program. I'm like, oh,
what's Ring of Honor?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
No one knows. GCW, stick with that. I think you're on the right track.
Yeah, the event was cool. Mitsubishi Monet, nah, let's go away. Sasha Banks is way better than Mitsubishi Monet. I was bummed. I know Jason loves the Outrunners. Thought maybe they would pull the trigger, but they didn't. Have you guys heard anything cool about me?
Mox is still the champ, right? What's that?
It's not about me here, Brian. It's all about me. I'm the star of this show. Did you guys catch any emails or messages about my return last week?
I just, I can't keep track of all of them, but there's numerous, of course.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad Kevin's back. And Joe, you still suck. Nope. I'm Cody Ton, and I gotta go. Bye.
Coney, sticking with Sam's Club. All right. We love it. We
Yeah.
love it. Yes, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Sticking with AEW, they announced their tournament. Second year they're doing this, the AEW Continental Breakfast Classic lineup.
So the Costco guys in it?
They should be. If it's Continental Breakfast, you think they should. They would be a great addition. So the way they do it, if you guys remember, it's the Blue League and the Gold League, and they have the champion of the Blue League go up against the champion of the Gold League at the World's End pay-per-view. And I'm not really all in the loop of the scoring, and I'm sure there's get points for a pin and whatever, but I'll give you guys the rundown here for the Blue League. It is Okada, Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, Mark Briscoe, Shelton Benjamin, and the Beast Mortos. And then you go on to the Gold League. And you have Darby Allin, Claudio, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Brody King, and Juice Robinson. Guys, when you see those, any initial thoughts on who could be your finalist or your champion? They stacked them pretty damn good, I thought.
Ospreay wins.
Needs to get his wins back after losing to Fletcher.
Ospreay wins. Yep.
So I didn't watch Full Gear, but Jay mentioned Fletcher and Ospreay stole the show. Maybe they run it back as
could be
winners of their designated sides. The field
it's another. They also have another Ricochet Ospreay match in the works too because they're in the same league.
In the same league, yeah. Good call.
There'll probably be a lot of high octane moves that really don't impact the match. They're probably going to see 14 of those tombstones on the stairs, Jay, in one match.
We're going to see a 450 splash tombstone.
Who won last year?
Okada.
I think Okada won.
Yeah, I thought it was Eddie. It was Okada.
I didn't think.
I thought it was Eddie Kingston.
Okay. I don't remember. Is anybody looking it up or?
I'm on it right now. Okada
All
won.
right.
Okada won.
The reigning.
What did Kingston win?
Everyone's heart.
Yeah, he did win everyone's heart because he beat Bryan Danielson last year.
Yeah.
No, I would not be surprised. Let me rephrase. If this was a month ago, I would say Okada would repeat because the Elite was still a thing. The Elite's not a thing anymore.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see Okada in the finals, but I'm Brody King. I would love. I just think Brody King needs to be in the main event scene.
Something.
He's so good, and man, have him run through the tournament would be awesome.
Did you say tournament? You got it wrong. It's tournament.
Yeah, there's a trademark on that, Coney. Yes, tournament.
Tournament.
Big guys don't win in AEW.
Well, this brings it up. So I looked it up. Brody's 37.
Yeah.
Jay, do you think he's wasting the best years of his professional wrestling career doing next to nothing in AEW? Like,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean that is a good point, but I don't know what WWE would do with it.
Yeah,
put him with the War Raiders.
Third Raider.
I love the War Raiders so much, but I don't know if Brody King would fit with the War Raiders.
I would love to see. I wouldn't bet on him, but the way they've started out with making Shelton Benjamin a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't see him, because of how I know Daniel Garcia won the TV title or TNT title. Fletcher just beat Ospreay. Okada's the defending guys. It's tough for me to say he's the favorite, but boy, you're going to have him lose a bunch of matches. Not the way it started. I'd be pretty bummed if that happened.
I mean, he is a young upstart rookie at 49.
Well, yes.
I mean, Ricochet could put a run through this,
but he's another one who's came in and done really nothing.
Yeah, I heard his match with Takeshita was actually a pretty big letdown.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And then play along if you like, because I said it. Continental Breakfast lineup.
Yeah.
Continental Breakfast is a nice meal of yogurts and fruits and cheeses and cereals. What Continental Breakfast food matches up with any of these wrestlers that you guys see?
Well, I think a Continental Breakfast, like what you get for free when you go to like a hotel, right?
Yeah, exactly. The Comfort Inn's going to hook you up with the Continental Breakfast.
Yeah, there's usually some apple and orange juice Robinsons on the.
You got the that was the deck giveaway.
That's the low hanging. That's the low hanging.
That is
right.
You just beat us to it. You beat us to it, man. I got Ricochet as Honeydew Melon. You don't usually see Honeydew Melon too much, right? But when you do, it just has a flavor that's a little different from the typical like strawberry, orange slice. So I would Honeydew Melon as my Ricochet.
What guy is like the waffle machine?
Wow. Yeah, I'd go with defending champ Okada, right? Okada's your waffle machine.
That's your MVP of
if they got the waffle machine at the Comfort Inn, you're eating good. So yeah, I'd lean Okada there.
Well, no, Okada would be the ricotta cheese.
Ricotta cheese. Oh God.
If there's ricotta cheese, then I'm making a big old beast Morto shit later on in the day.
And don't forget the Will Ocean Spray juice that was at the end of it too. Get something to drink.
Oh, is that like in the to-go little?
Yeah, the little to-go one. Yeah. So you got the Ocean Spray.
Hot chocolate.
Who's that?
You went there. Okay. The Holiday Inn Express in Fresno, California, had their own Cinnabon breakfast bar.
Damn. Okay.
It's free.
Okay.
That's nice.
Good.
When I went and saw Metallica years ago, the next morning I had that, and then drove back to LA. It was so good. I love.
I'm going. Brody King is granola. Granola's got grit to it. You know, it's got the protein. It's just like if you get a granola bar or like actual bowl of granola, it's gonna fill you up. It's tough to like finish it all. That's how Brody King is for me, man. You're in for a battle when it comes to that.
I would say Brody King is the waffle machine.
See, I think waffle machine's it's more elegant, not as gritty.
I don't know. Sometimes I've seen some pretty seasoned waffle.
Yeah, there are some veterans out there on the scene.
Look like they have some tattoo marks on the side of them, but the end result is always delicious brown crusted waffle. But
yeah, and I think
who's the overloaded amount of runny eggs? Who's left? Oh, Mark Briscoe.
Mark Briscoe's eggs. Yeah, I think that's good. I got Darby Allin's coffee. He's just like every time you see Darby, he's doing something. Every time you got people are addicted to having their morning cup of coffee. That's just Darby Allin, man. He's gonna do something every time for you, just like people need their coffee every single day.
And he just changed his end move to the coffee drop. So there you go. There you go.
Good to the last drop.
That's all the time we have.
Yeah, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
Yeah, you guys need to get the fuck out of here. Let's go. Next.
He's back from Mexico and he brought back some jokes through customs.
I told you, Kevin.
That was one hell of an LD.
The show is better with you than without you. These other guys suck. Especially Joe.
I tip my hat, man. All right, let's go on to Monday Night Raw. Guys, we could have done a TWP extra on Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, as I put in my rundown, verbally destroy each other. My God almighty, fuck.
Yeah.
They finally addressed the 6-second loss to Lesnar.
Oh my God.
That was the best part of the whole thing. Was the fact that it's like you don't care. You lost to Lesnar at 6 seconds, and then you were like laughing at it, like, that was the best. Period. Everything else of saying that, like, you were never the quarterback because you couldn't lead anything. That's why you've never won anything without us. Man, brothers gotta yell, brothers gotta fight, brothers gotta like say the things to each other that no one else can say to family. So this, I know it's like low-hanging fruit, like Kevin's continental breakfast one right there, but this is all just a setup to get Big E back in the picture.
No, it's a setup for the reunion that happens on like December 3rd or whatever the date is.
Yeah, well, that's part of that.
Well, that's next week, yeah.
This coming Monday's Raw.
They said reunion, but it's not a reunion. It's a celebration.
That was funny.
Anniversary.
So Kofi said,
"I'll see you at the reunion." Yeah,
Woods came back with celebration.
Yeah, anniversary. He goes, "I'll see you at the anniversary."
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
God, that was crazy. Yeah, when Kofi threw out the, because you're not good enough. don't forget, I was a Hall of Famer before you asked me to help you and be in this group.
It was good.
And Joe, you said it, man, because I'll tell you guys, I literally thought about like that would be us. Like if shit went down, that would be us. Like when you have all that history, just like we do, the four of us, of all the times we worked together and everything else, like that's you lay into that serious bullshit that like those two did.
Okay.
Oh God, no!
Let's play a game.
No. There's no time for games. There's no time for games.
If you had one thing to say about somebody else on this show, in the vein of New Day last night.
Oh my God, I don't have anything.
I do.
Go ahead,
Brian, and your fucking clips.
Okay. I knew that though. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, I'll get one. I'll get one. I got one. It's not quite as deep of a cut, but Kevin, don't fucking worry about MSU basketball in November. Wait till March to get excited about.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you.
Let's start the show.
Like, I even said that. I'm like, why is Kevin watching college basketball in November?
Calm down.
That's hilarious.
Wait, hold up. I have an update. Fuck you.
All right, fair enough. I'll see you at the reunion, Kev, on the Jericho cruise.
Go watch a Marvel movie, Brian.
Oh, burn!
What did he say?
Go watch. Quit trying to be so cool and just go watch a Marvel movie, Brian.
You got me.
Side note: Deadpool Wolverine was fantastic.
No, it wasn't. It was trash.
I enjoyed it.
It was okay.
It made a ton of money. I know that.
That doesn't matter.
I'm saying people watched it. That's all.
Yeah, Avatar made a ton of money too, and that was boring.
Never saw it. Yeah, I did not like it.
Didn't take James' money.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. So that was awesome, though. Yeah.
It wasn't awesome. It was
what? Awesome. Kofi and Woods. I'm going.
That was awesome.
Oh, Deadpool Wolverine I watched last weekend, and right after it was done, I'm like, man, I can see Jason's point about JV League. I got it. I understood what you were talking about all summer. He's the JV member of the Marvel universe,
just like you on the show.
Whoa!
Oh, that was mine. Thank you.
Well, we're passing.
I was waiting because everyone else got one. I was waiting for mine.
Patiently waiting.
Wow.
All right, who's the zing? Oh, Joe, you got to give one to Jason.
Yeah,
I gave one to Brian.
You already gave one to Brian.
Yeah, my Marvel movie punishment. All right, it was awesome.
Wait, and Brian got the one about the clips too. Who's giving one to Jason?
Everyone's getting me. I got a fuck you from Kevin. I got hate the clips and the Marvel movie. You guys hate my guts. Amazing. Thank you, Kofi and Woods, for bringing the truth out of this. All right.
And Jason, thank you for the soundboard to make us sound like a '90s Whack Pack morning show. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Jason didn't get one. I guess I had to be the guy. He's still fiddling his box. Okay.
Get your old transcript since you were a virgin through high school.
It says it?
No, I just assumed.
That's funny.
Damn, it's like you knew my history right there.
Yeah. All right.
You're like the last climaxer I've ever heard. It was like the sound of like a 30-year-old sprinkler finally going off for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Kevin.
22 Jump Street was fantastic.
Yeah, 22 Jump Street's awesome.
Love 21 and 22. Yeah. Oh, so fucking funny.
Never saw it. Women's
when 22 came out. When 22 came out, I went and watched them both back to back in the movie theater. What a day.
Then you can watch Deadpool Wolverine and get your Chatham Tanning trifecta.
Chatham Tanning?
Chatham Tanning. His name? Chatham Tanning?
Tatum?
Yeah, it's the same. Hey, Brian, we're talking wrestling. How are you?
Awesome.
Back to the New Day where we just spent the last 10 minutes proving that they did it better than we could.
They did. That's why they're pros, though, man.
I bet you can't get a boner.
That's the one he was looking for.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys think it's a make-believe so they can get Big E to bring them all? Or do you think they double turn on Big E to make them like a heel tag team or something? Like
I don't see them breaking up because I don't see one of them being, the Shawn Michaels of the group, right? It's just been too long. I just think Big E brings them together to be good guys again, or they become heels again, something. I don't know. I don't know how it goes down.
It would be great
it's fucking great.
If Big E comes back and that's what's been missing in the New Day was his announcement. Don't you dare be sour and clap like that. They don't do that anymore because he's gone.
Yeah.
What would be great is to be really given kind of an FU to AEW. They come back in suits like they're the Hurt Business. That would be awesome. And they run wild on the roster. They do what the Hurt Business was supposed to do.
The new business, yeah.
The new business, yeah. New business in order.
Something there.
What's really funny, that happened on Monday night. Monday day, they released a bunch of stuff on socials of them throwing ice cream around the new WWE corporate offices. And they've got like balconies and shit. And they're literally just, hey, you, Bill. They're just throwing shit. It was very funny. And then they did Mario Kart racing with an ice cream bicycle through the corporate offices. It's on WWE's YouTube. It's hilarious. Wow.
Sounds like a
and they played,
human resources complaint waiting to happen here.
Sounds like a dream I would have. Like, Mario Kart on a tricycle. New Day.
It's so awesome. Yeah. Go check out their YouTube channel after.
Wait, were you eating gummies? Is this really a thing?
Yeah, it is a real thing.
All right.
And no, I have not had a edible today.
All right. Monday we'll get our answers for that. We also know we got a women's Intercontinental Championship that is coming out as well. We kind of already covered this sort of topic when they just did the U.S. title 3 weeks ago. So kind of same sort of vibe, but we can go with, hey, who would be your pick for this? Who's got one?
I'll go.
Sol Ruka. Yeah, stick with what works.
I'm going Chelsea. Ruka. I'm going Chelsea Green.
Stick with.
Thanks.
I would love to see somebody like Shayna Baszler or like a Kairi Sane, like somebody you wouldn't expect.
Joe?
Somebody. I'm going with Raquel.
Oh, okay.
Liz got I'm going with Raquel.
I was thinking, along with, again, just that's a reason to bring back Charlotte Flair. But
I think she's the one who's filling in for Jade.
That's what. Well, you know what? That's where my head was going.
That sucks.
No, because they showed it on Monday.
They've announced Bayley is.
It's Bayley.
No. I'm talking about in the tournament.
Oh.
Bayley's already in the tournament. Who's filling in for the triple threat?
I thought you meant for War Games.
No,
gotcha.
for the tournament, and that means Charlotte's going to win this whole thing.
You're saying there's a chance for my pick. Okay.
Because I said Jade versus Chelsea in the final.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. I forgot about that.
Who else?
I had Zelina Vega, though. That was my other one of she's always, halfway decent in the ring, but maybe she's not world championship levels, that this would be a cool spot for her.
Same, just an honorary comment, Naomi could be a good one.
I think Naomi's the one that threw Jade off the stage.
Oh. They have a lot of options. There's a lot of women who truly deserve it. That's the nice thing that Zelina, hey, if she's up to the upper echelon, hey, maybe not in my eyes, but maybe that will put her up to that level again versus just coming out with a 12-foot flag. You know what I mean? And
Puerto Rico,
having great matches, and that would be good.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's just a matter of, like we talked about with the U.S. title, are they going to be able to build it to something that people will care about? Like you mentioned, Jade's injury, or the tag titles just down the toilet again. It seemed like we were doing okay for the last maybe year, and now we're back to square one. Maybe.
You know what? For a minute last night, did not see Bianca carrying the belt, and I was like, oh, maybe they're just going to do this. Just fade away, never mention it again. But then when she won her match, she had the belt on her arm. So.
Oh, okay. All right. One other thing to get into before we get into picks. for Survivor Series. ESPN, they put out their 30 under 30 wrestler list, their top 30 wrestlers under the age of 30. I'm not going to go through all 30. Maybe I'll do like, let's say the top
5.
Top 10, I think is fair. Yeah. Let's pull it up here real quick. Number 10, Shota Umino from New Japan. Number 9, Daniel Garcia. Number 8, Kyle Fletcher. Number 7, Jack Perry. Number 6, Takeshita. Number 5, Mariah May. Number 4, Rhea Ripley. Number 3, Toni Storm. Number 2, MJF. And taking over the number 1 spot, he was ranked number 5 last year. Number 1, Dominic Mysterio. He's only 27 years old. I mean,
awesome.
It feels now that he's been around for so long. It's hard to believe.
I mean, he is a 20-year vet.
Yeah.
Yes, that's boy. I walked into that one. Yes, he is.
It's funny.
What do you think of this list, guys?
It's funny that the top 10, like 5 of them didn't even weren't even active for the whole year.
Yeah.
Like either injured or off TV or whatever. It's like what? Starks, Storm, Rhea, MJF, and who's the other one? Doesn't matter. Like,
I mean, Jack Perry was out for a little bit.
Jack Perry, yes, because he was a scapegoat.
So,
like half of the top 10 weren't even on TV for the whole year. So I think they should have been eliminated for number 1 spot. Well, Dom has been a consistent factor in the WWE for well over a year.
Yeah,
well deserved number 1.
Yep. One I was very surprised she was so low was Roxanne Perez was 20. And
Roxanne was 20.
It's just she's not on every week.
Logan Paul 22, and he's not on every week.
Yeah, that might be a victim of just
Julia Hart's been hurt for a while. Jamie Hayter's been hurt for a while. I don't know who Sean Skywalker is, but that sounds like a cool name. I'll have to look into that.
Luke's brother.
Grandson.
Kingo at 13.
Tiffany Stratton, number 18. That seems a little... I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Good.
Low or high. Fine. Like, how do you
I think it's right where she needs to be. Next year, she can get into the top 10.
That's the thing. She'll skyrocket next year.
Yeah.
I just thought Roxanne Perez should have been a little bit higher. That was my biggest take. I feel like she's extremely consistent. I just feel like she's just not on consistent.
I still don't get how Toni Storm is above Rhea Ripley. I don't get it. I like Toni Storm, but Rhea Ripley is a main eventer no matter what gender, and Toni Storm is not.
Toni Storm, Joe, we did this 3
I know we
months
did.
ago.
I don't get it. I don't
get
it.
Program than what Rhea Ripley is to the WWE's program. Therefore, that's what makes her a higher ranked individual.
But never mind. We went through this a couple months ago, and it's like, Rhea is also important to her program as well. She makes the women's division. She makes the women's division on Raw. When she's not on there, it's kind of flounders. In period, yeah. Exclamation point. It's not she makes the women's division? Question mark. No, Rhea is more important than Toni Storm.
But Toni Storm has had better character work than what Rhea has.
Not true. Rhea is true to herself and she went from like the most hated heel to like the person that all the girls in the crowd look up to. And she didn't really she stayed true to herself. She didn't play the babyface card on that one.
What is Rhea Ripley's character?
Badass.
Mommy.
We can all just agree Buddy Matthews is a lucky guy.
No, we're not agreeing to that because I want to know what Rhea Ripley's character is compared to the character work that Toni Storm did.
Toni Storm is I'm not. We talked about this in the archives. I'm not hating on Toni Storm. I like Toni Storm. I think her character is entertaining, but it's not. She's not in the same league as Rhea Ripley.
I think Rhea Ripley's character is
alone
her. I think that's her personality. I think that's her personality. Dark tattoos, not goth, but like gothy, right? Toni Storm is a character. Mariah May, I thought was pretty high up, but she's putting together a pretty damn good second half of the year. But I don't know. Maybe there'll be some movements. I think MJF and Dom, I think they're going to be consistently top 3 to 5 until they are not 30 anymore.
So. Dom's another MVP.
Dom's got a couple of years left on.
He's got more Twippies in his future.
Yeah, Dom is definitely going to get more than like 2 votes for top 10 wrestler of the year in 2024.
Oh yeah.
The highest of the non-ranking that got ranked was Mariah May at number 5. I mean, Jay, you talked about like how Tony's been carrying the division, but ever since they had their match, Tony hasn't been on AEW, right. And so she's doing it.
She's doing movies and stuff now, but like,
yeah.
But with Mariah May, all she's doing is just not much. Like she turned her back on her partner last week and tried to hit her with a bottle.
Right.
Like I don't really, and they're shaking their tits. Like that's what they're been doing for like the last 4 weeks on TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of boob shaking.
I just think I don't like it. Not, again, it goes back to the whole thing of like, you want to respect these women as talent, not as just women. But when they're doing stuff like just bouncing their tits around on TV, how do you differentiate?
Yes.
The sportsmanship or the talent versus the looks.
So we talked about the women's IC, and I mentioned, hey, it's a good roundtable that we're having because there's a lot of deserving women in the WWE for those type of belts, right? AEW is more the tits and ass, gimmicky comic. What was it? It was what was it? It was a week ago. Where like they were in the back just shaking their boobs with
Wasn't that Mariah May and the girl from Japan?
No, it was the girl from Japan and
Harley Cameron.
Cameron.
Yeah.
The boob shake off.
Like, what's the point of that? For the AEW incels to see girls shaking their tits for once. I mean, I guess if they're going to show it there,
they got to show it on TV. Hello, here we go. Look, Tony Khan's a genius. That's all that matters. It's a Tony Khan production. And when Tony Khan says it goes, and it gets idiots like you four talking about the show, and Harley Cameron, and Mariah May. And Joe, I cannot believe you think Rhea Ripley's better than Toni Storm. You really do suck sometimes.
No, I'm right.
Cody Tom. I gotta go.
Bye.
Did someone please close the door on that guy? He's been taking over way too much this week.
He's just
he was gone for such a long time, and he was happy that Kevin's back. Of course, I could see him jumping back in here before we wrap this thing up tonight.
I wanted to mention number 11 is Braun Breaker. And I want to introduce a new segment that any of us can do at any time on the show. And the segment is just called The Spot of the Week. Anybody guess what my vote would be for Braun Breaker this week? For the spot of the week.
I don't know. You texted a million times on Monday. Braun's fast.
Yeah, he was pretty fast.
Yeah.
The one where he went on the outside and Kaiser moved and he got himself on the corner of the announce table.
Never seen that before.
Oh!
I think I have that in my notes. I wrote, what did I write in my phone? I think I did notes on that one. Braun jumping into the corner of the table. That
was crazy. So that's anybody, anytime, any week can do the spot of the week.
And for the record,
yeah,
it's official. Wyatt sucks. It's so bad.
Why?
Scarlet,
you didn't like the thing in the
vision
of the
of
mirror?
Yeah, no way. It's trash. It's trash. It sucks.
Well, nevertheless,
I am entertained by Karrion Kross and Miz's relationship. Yeah, you guys just go out into. I'll stay here.
Yeah,
No, you're coming.
no worries.
Miz is making them all better.
I just don't want them to make Miz worse.
Yeah, he's not. He's
Miz
not
is
goth
a made
Miz.
guy now.
He doesn't have anything to do right now. So
Correct. That's the thing. He doesn't have
around with
anything to
these
do.
guys.
Yeah.
Good call.
I'm all right with it. It's not goth Miz like I wanted, but it's maybe the next best thing.
Hot topic Miz.
Hot topic Miz, it might be. Oh, I got to tell you off air what my wife said she saw at Spencer's the other day.
Oh, was it in the back room?
I thought it ain't like how it was, I think, when we were kiddos. Let me tell you. Like I said, we'll talk about that at TWP After Dark.
Oh.
Nevertheless, we got a special guest that we're going to welcome on in here, as it is time to get ready for our Survivor Series War Games preview and predictions. How are we going to do this? Because we have Jay, who's the regular on the show, and then this is my buddy who I always call Jay as well.
Well, that's your problem. That's an issue. Not
my
an
problem.
issue.
How do I want to do this? Jay, my guest friend, welcome. How are you?
You're muted, Jason.
Oh, you're on mute, buddy. Let's try that again here. Get the unmute action here.
I thought he hit it.
For real, friends, that he is.
If
there are two Jasons.
Terrible. There is a guy trying to figure out where the mute button is.
Here we go.
There he is.
There it is.
There he is.
There
I
it is.
got it now. Sorry.
Man, that
you're-
took me
you're
back
fine.
to teaching in 2020.
Sorry, I haven't been on Zoom in forever. Used to Zoom with some of my friends, but we stopped doing it. So, but I mean, you could call me J-Ro because that's kind of what a lot of people call me nowadays.
Okay. Okay.
Jason Robleski, J-Ro. That makes sense.
I like it. Yeah. Let's go with that for
So that
simplicity's
you can
sake.
differentiate between the J's here.
Exactly.
What's funny because these guys are the only people I let call me Jay or I answer to because I hate it. I hate Jay in the worst way. But Brian's been calling me that for over 25 years now. So like, it is what it is. Brian's group of friends that aren't these two.
Yeah.
That's what they know me as. So like, it is what it is. But for this, the purpose of this show, it's
right on. I mean, my buddy Dan calls me Jay all the time too. So I mean, it is.
We're
what
so
it is
lazy to not do two syllables.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate, but
it's easier.
It's the truth. Well, I had, because I've known Jay for so many years. I had a college roommate named Jason. One of my best other buddies back at home is Debo. So like there was ways to try to get around it, and so my next door neighbor is named Jason as well. So I can't get away from it. But I'm glad you're here, buddy.
Yeah.
This is a very important wink job of doing the picks.
Being the guest picker.
You're being the guest picker, and it's not Cody Rhodes at College Game Day a couple of weeks ago. So, we try to do our best here on the show, and we have 5 matches that we're going to be picking, and this should be the last picks of 2024 because we've been doing this for every WWE PLE this entire year, and Kevin is the keeper of the standings.
Yeah.
As we go into this show, buddy, how's it looking?
Kevin, before you do it,
yeah,
for the final time, can you just go first to last?
Absolutely not. I can't.
No, over exaggerated.
I never know what he's doing.
I have to, because with Brian, with 32% of picks correct. No, I'm just kidding.
Percentage?
Just up. So I went through. There was
Starting
a total
with third place.
70 picks we've done.
Okay.
With these upcoming 5, right? Just top to bottom. Joe and I tied for first at 51. Jay, you have big St. Clair Shores. J-Ro. You have a lot of responsibility. You're at 50. Brian 37. Jason at 30. Maybe Jason will give a big crazy one like LA Knight will come out dancing to Michael Jackson for plus 30. Or
Seth Rollins wins War Games.
Wow.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, well, not anyone. It's not me and Jason's game. We probably could skip our picks for all intents and purposes. But hey, let's keep records and make it official for all of us to wrap up the year. So, Jay, I know
glasses.
Jay Rowe, I should say. Yeah,
Hey, that's
you know
my
how
gimmick.
Jay Rowe, you know how this works. Yeah, we do it college game day style where I'll mention a match. Give me a thought or two, little bit of insight of why you're leaning toward one way on a pick. That is the year 2000 all over again, Jason.
You look like Johnny Depp in the remake of Willy Wonka.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But yeah, and then just say you're picking. We'll just go around the horn and see how they all shake out. So why don't we start? J. Rowe, you can start us off here. How about Damian Priest challenging for the championship against Gunther? What do you see here?
I'm going to pick Gunther on that. I don't believe that they're going to let him lose his title just yet. It's kind of not really a PLE where a big champion will lose his title. So I'm going to go Gunther on that one. I don't believe the whole hype with Damian Priest getting in his head and everything like that. I think that he'll get past it and everything. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's been the angle that they've been running with this one. Kev, what do you think here?
I think you made great points. I think if there's going to be someone that's going to scare him big time, it's going to be down the road. It's going to be Goldberg. So I think I think Gunther is going to retain, win, period.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, Survivor Series isn't known for controversial title changes. But this one's not going to happen. It's going to be Gunther.
Yeah,
Let
like
me
you
work
said,
up a loogie.
Jay,
don't mention Goldberg and Bret Hart.
So I think Gunther is trash as champ. He's not the killer he used to be. So therefore, it's time for Priest to retain the title. Reclaim.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the angle here, right? They're kind of putting in seeds of doubt and not fully confident. Gunther, it's interesting. I'm not quite sure how it happens. I'll still stick with Gunther as champ, but this one I could see being a coin flip. All right, so Jay is on an island in there, and he'll have bragging rights if Priest walks out as champ for that one. That's always fun. How about this one? We got a triple threat for the what's the IC tournament? Right, IC title, I should say.
IC title.
Thank you. Braun Breaker defending against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. J. Rowe, who's the call here?
I'm going Braun all day with this one. I mean, I don't believe he's gonna lose that title in a triple threat. I just don't see it happening.
Gotcha there, buddy. All right, Kev.
They're kind of putting the little seeds that anything can happen, right? They're going to all interfere with each other's matches. I just can't imagine the freak of nature, Braun, losing it. Even crazy things can happen in a triple threat match. I don't see it. I think there's going to be massive spears of destruction on Sheamus and Ludwig. Braun win.
All right, Joe.
Kaiser's there to take the pin. Braun wins. We get Sheamus Braun down the road.
Sheamus and his quest to get the one title he's never won. I can't go against Braun. Those triple threats always leave that fluky victory for any of the guys possibility, but I don't know. If and when he loses, he's going to next for the big title.
That's
right. So you want to get nuts and have Damian Priest win and have Braun lose, and then on Monday Braun goes after Priest. I could get down for that. I just don't know if it's going to happen just so soon. So I'll stick with Braun. Let him have the reign for the IC title for a good couple months more. Jay?
Sheamus will win the IC title.
Wow.
It's time.
completing the Grand Slam.
Ella.
You got it, buddy. All right, U.S. title, LA Knight and the returning Shinsuke Nakamura. What? He had a cool nickname, they said, for Shinsuke on Raw. Did you guys catch that?
Shinsuke, Kenobi, Obi-Wan.
Yeah. The Dark Shinobi or something of that.
Star Wars.
So I'm all good with that. Jay, what do you think? J Rowe, excuse me. LA Knight Shinsuke. Who's taking this one?
I'm gonna go with Shinsuke on this one.
Whoa!
I just think it's gonna be a surprise. You know, have him come back finally and finally win a title and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that, you know, why are you bringing him back? Just to enhance talent? I mean, I think he might win this one.
Well, just like Lee Corso, not so fast, J Rowe, not so fast. These last three, both War Games matches, and I think LA Knight Shinsuke, I think are could go either way, right? If they want Shinsuke returning, coming back and already winning, maybe he loses on DQ somehow, or LA Knight. He doesn't have to win the title to win the match. It just makes me think if Shinsuke wins, does that put LA Knight down far?
Yeah,
he's not going to go for the say what?
He'll go back to NXT.
Only if they bring back Cameron Grimes. I'll go the opposite. I'm going to say LA Knight, and just for the fact where I want to see this program to go out further.
All right, Joe.
LA Knight.
All right, man, to the point. I'm going Shinsuke, but I have it by like a DQ thing or a count out, as rare as those are. I don't. You're right. He just came back. And like you said, J Rowe, I just can't see him coming back just to lose right off the bat. So I think, yeah, maybe LA gets frustrated. He gets caught cheating, something like that. Shinsuke gets the win, and we're going to have another rematch down the road.
Maybe you're right on that. He might not win the title, but he might still win on like a DQ or something like that.
That's what I'm feeling. Exactly. And Jay, your pick on this one.
Nakamura wins the title.
Look at that. He's all over the board, man. I love it. Against the grain, going out like the way he came in, man. We zig, he zags. Let's brings us to the women's War Games. I don't even have the competitors in front of me. I think we all know who the women are in the match.
I have it as Team Bianca versus Team Nia.
Fair enough. Yeah, Team Bianca and Bianca. They have the advantage after Monday Night Raw. Bayley is now the replacement for Jade. We know that as well. J-Rowe, what are we thinking here, buddy?
I'm leaning towards Team Nia. Like, I know there's a problem. There's an actual medical problem with Jade Cargill. I guess that's why they're writing her off or whatever for now. But I think there's going to be some sort of angle with Bayley or something where, like, she ends up being the one that knocked out Cargill and will ultimately turn on her team. That's just my thought.
Yeah, no, I can see that happening for sure. Kev?
See, I think I'm going to go Team Bianca. I do think there's going to be some craziness towards the end, and I would love to maybe see Tiffany get pinned and then Nia go crazy on her and then her use the briefcase, cash in or something like that. So I do see some shenanigans maybe happening, but towards the heels having a little bit of problematic situations in that match. So I'm going Team Bianca victory.
All right, Joe?
Kevin, this makes me happy because I think we finally have the tiebreaker.
Oh, love it.
Ooh, I like it.
You can't have both champions on one team and have them lose. I'm going with the team champion, Nia and Liv's team.
Wow. Okay.
So I was afraid, Kevin, we were going to be tied each time. But now there won't, unless we are completely thinking differently for the men's one.
Say there's one more still. You know,
this could be it.
This could be it, though. Okay. Jay, who wins women's war games?
I will go with Bianca's team.
Not looking good for you, Kevin.
Oh shit!
The light bulb went off. I'm also going Bianca's team. I don't have a big, strong reason. I think, yeah, I like your logic. I think, was that you, Kev, about the Tiffany cash-in? Like,
yeah.
you know, they seem to be on this most of the same page, but we know they've had their issues. So
even though Jade's not in the match, there are still tag team champions being represented on the other side too. So there are multiple belts.
Don't disrespect it, Joe.
Grasping at
and
straws.
Yes, they still exist. And potential future U.S. women's and IC title holders as well.
Yes. Well, we don't know who those are for now. But
I'm reaching.
That's true. That is true.
Grasping at straws.
All right, that brings us to the men's war games. It's OG Bloodline versus the current Bloodline. Big things this past week, Jay, of course, with Heyman's return, CM Punk's return. A lot on the line, buddy. Jay Rowe, what's the call here?
I'm gonna go OG Bloodline, but I also think that maybe Seth Rollins gets involved somehow.
Yeah, we talked
possibly because he's still got a feud going with Bronson Reed, but also they could all start a feud with him and CM Punk. Mm-hmm. So he might like come in and help win it for OG Bloodline, but there might be some. That's what I'm thinking. There might be something going on down the line.
Oh, there's absolutely many reasons for him to get involved. You know, his hatred for Roman. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right. OG Bloodline's the pick, Kev. What do you think?
I think Bloodline OTC. And I think we talked about some potential. Maybe Seth attacking CM Punk in the cage. Maybe this. How did it end last year? Right? Guys holding their hands up and music plays. Maybe that's how someone will end. I just can't see Roman being part of a team that loses multiple times in a row. If you still want him to be one of the biggest, I'll say. I can't think of a great
biggest draw.
Yeah, biggest draw. Guy. He's still going to be a draw if you want to take him truly. But then on the other hand, it's like 2.0, as I like to say, new Bloodline.
He does
show the aggressive levels, but I'm going OTC 2.0 Bloodline with a little Punk flavor.
Joe, are we having the definitive winner of the picks?
Yeah, because it's OG Bloodline wins this one. Okay. Roman doesn't lose 2 PLEs in a row.
All right. Smart logic. Jay, what do you have for the men's war games, buddy?
So technically, he's already lost 2 in a row.
How?
He lost at WrestleMania, and he lost.
No, but he was at Bad Blood, and then he lost at Crown Jewel.
Oh yeah,
it was him and Cody. So he hasn't lost 2 in a row.
Jay, you can give yourself the womp 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 womp.
No, he's gonna do Joe.
He's like, no, I don't have to do that.
But the thing is,
it's not working.
Going 1 for 3, batting .333 in the major leagues gets you in the Hall of Fame. So.
That's still, you're gonna win that batting title.
250, maybe.
I will go with Solo's team.
I'm also going Solo's team because if they lose, I don't know where they go from there. And I just feel like there's just going to be something with the Punk, Heyman, Seth thing that is going to mess it up for them. Well, they have many more questions. The Solo Bloodline, especially now with Bronson Reed too, that they're together. They are a unit. They all acknowledge Solo. Jacob Fatu loves Solo. He says it all the time.
Roman's team, they can't trust each other. None of them can trust each other.
Right.
Sammy can't trust Roman. The Usos can't trust Roman. Can they trust? There's no trust. So that's why I'm thinking they're going to lose.
I agree. Yeah. Solo's Bloodline wins it, and lots of questions still to come from there. Real quick, J-Ro, before we let you go into any of you guys, I thought about this. I think this might be the first PLE that Cody hasn't been on the show. Is that a glaring omission, or when you kind of look at the card right now, you're like, it's going to be great, no worries?
They're like, yeah, we got nothing for you, pal.
I'm wondering if they'll have something
backstage.
Cody, Kevin, Owens, Randy Orton return, maybe.
I think there's going to be some sort of Cody, Kevin Owens thing, though. I mean, they have to get him in there somewhere, you know. They have to shoehorn him in somewhere. He's the champion, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of times. That's what I was saying. I think this is the first time I can think of. But that was the thing that we would bring up all the time with, like, Roman's not here. Roman, would defend and he'd be gone for like 4 months. And we're like, oh, another show with no Roman. So, we know they announced this week Cody and KO are going to headline the Saturday night's main event. They're making that a big deal. It's on NBC and Peacock. But yeah, I guess you could certainly run some sort of backstage thing or call out. My dogs go crazy here in the basement. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be, if he's not there, he's not there. And I think we're okay with that. All right. So barring anything wacky, crazy, we are going to get an official winner, I believe. I don't know if J-Ro's guest pickers, any way he could like leapfrog you guys. Kevin will have to give us the spreadsheet and figure it out
later.
He could tie.
There could
be a tie. There could be a tie.
Then the three of you have to fist fight in Brian's backyard.
I'll take my chances.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me ask Jay Sinclair Shores.
Yeah.
Jay.
We talked about J-Ro.
We talked about GCW. You went to the GCW event with Brian and I, correct? At Harpo's? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Gotcha.
Oh,
was that it?
Was that when it was like 90? Was that when it was like 120? Or is that the
that was the winter one?
No, that was the winter one. It was freezing cold out. We're fucking standing there for like half an hour, 45 minutes trying to get in.
It's still 85 degrees in Harpo's.
Ricky Starks has been pulled from GCW.
Yeah. I saw that. Right before we went on the air. I'll get on into that here when we get off the air, that is.
But the way I look at it, if Joe wins, it will all be because of his love for Nia Jax.
Ooh, that hurts.
Will he renounce the victory if it comes down to it? No, there's no way. Joe loves winning more and proving himself right more than anything.
I do love winning and proving myself right all the time.
Even if it's someone as hated as Nia, he's still going to take that W.
If it involves a W, then I will pick Nia 2 PLEs in a row.
If you win, will you get a poster of Nia?
No.
Post on your wall.
That was easy. No.
Or a life-size cardboard.
No.
Hold on, let me see if they have it on the shop.
There he goes.
No. Bad enough you a-holes talked my wife into giving me a Charlotte Flair t-shirt.
I put that in the fine print of the picks, as the winner has to get a prize of the loser's choosing. So funny how that works out. Just kidding. All right, J-Ro, you're my man. Thank you for hopping on with us, buddy.
Thanks, dude.
No problem. Hopefully I can at least go 3-2 for the guest pickers and not mess anything up too much. But we'll see.
All good, man.
We'll see. Should be a fun show, man. Appreciate it, buddy. We'll be in touch.
All right, take care, man.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right. Any quick final thoughts, guys, before we say our goodbyes?
No.
All right. Well, then.
Well, I'm thankful for another successful year of That Wrestling Podcast on Thanksgiving week. And
yes, that's a good thing to be thankful for.
I hope everyone is safe travels. Enjoy your family. We'll see you next time.
You got one more thing to say. Oh, what is there a football team that you like that plays on Thanksgiving?
Oh, the football team that plays on Thanksgiving, the Detroit Lions, will be beating up on the Bears.
Go Lions. Yeah.
Oh, always go Lions, but that's a given.
waiting for you. Okay.
Forward down the
He said
field.
given, not gimmick.
Oh boy! All
I
right.
survived 0-16. I earned this.
Joe was on the team, guys. I never knew that. YouTube.com/that wrestling podcast.
That's why they didn't win.
That all makes sense.
Wasn't Coach Campbell on
Yeah,
that
he
team?
was he was on that team.
Shit.
Joe was like, I love Rod Marinelli. YouTube.com/that wrestling podcast. At that WrestlePod for all the social media. Whatamaneuver.net as your merchandise. And yeah, as sincerely, Joe, as he said, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Enjoy the day, enjoy the weekend, enjoy Survivor Series. We will talk to you next week. Enjoy wrestling.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Thank you, Rock.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow @ThatWrestlePod on social media.